Hey, oh gosh, we've already got someone on. That's great. How are you tonight? I felt drawn, pulled to do a reading tonight, and I wasn't planning on it actually, but I just kind of felt, like I don't know, like the vibe was calling for it, like the energy was calling for it, like we needed it. So, welcome. How are you? Quick intro. Excuse the lighting. It's really hard to light at night, so I have few candles lit, and they're really going crazy now. Wow. And just the kitchen light and the overhead light a little bit here. I'm Andrea Cox, detox specialist, plant-based health detox gal by trade. I have a second YouTube channel here on YouTube, so I'd appreciate it if, as you come on and begin to join in, if you would hit the like button on this video and then subscribe to the channel. It really helps build the channel and it helps me. And then if you could go over to my second channel, Andrea Cox TV, you'll see I've been on the news there half a dozen times and over close to 18,000 subscribers there. I think you'll get a lot of valuable information. Got into the tarot about a year ago when I began, I won't say I began my spiritual journey. I'd say I went through kind of a dark night of the soul type deal and a rebirth, and that was the beginning. The beginning, of the tough part. So I think many of us went through that this time last year with all the planetary shifts. I know the air signs and the water signs got hit the worst. Not just from my own personal experience, but from what a lot of my favorite astrologers say. So what I'm using Whispers of Healing by you guys email me this all the time. So and you also email me about like spray tans and lip gloss and hair stuff, and I don't have time to get into all that, but the other channel has all that, Andrea Cox TV. Also using Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And then an antique Chinese deck called the Chinese Tarot deck by loyal, loving viewer Carol. And she also sent me this mini Rider and Waite deck, which I love. I'm hoping Carol sends me more antique decks because she's now my favorite person. Just kidding. So I thought, I don't want to do a reading tonight, and I'm just going to, finish the other readings for the month. And then I started feeling kind of like a sadness, like someone was going to tune into this that really needed it. And I feel like we're going to hit more than one group of people. Oh gosh, I'll be putting the links in the description box where you can buy personal readings, etc. I'm not taking personal readings right now. You guys have me booked up, but and then this is where you donate. Andrea at thehealthyhaven.net. You can just donate to the channel via PayPal. Several of you did that during the Capricorn reading last night, and I really appreciated that, or the night before. Just going to pull a few cards. I felt like many of you would benefit from frankincense. It's an essential oil. Also, just a clear quartz crystal. I feel like a lot of us need to clear our energy from old stuck energies that could be around us. Also a fluorite for health. Fluorite's been coming up for a lot of the signs. So I think we have 3 groups, possibly 4. I think all of us are learning and growing through this process. We're learning from each other. I think the divine masculine is definitely learning maybe a little bit more from the divine feminine. Just like boys bloom later, they also learn later. So they don't know exactly how to handle the responsibility of a union, a relationship. It's hard, it's hard for them. They're confused. They're raised differently than we are as women. This is a horrible angle, but we're just going to get on with it. So I feel like group one has unconditional love. I feel like both partners have unconditional love for one another. But I also feel like these partners are away from each other. I got that feeling, and then I noticed that the two angels in the cards are separate and they're actually looking at each other. So I feel like this group is separate. I feel like the female energy right here, she's got her hands clutched across her heart. So I feel like she's wanting to reach out, and I feel like the divine masculine is scared. I feel like maybe mistakes were made, or maybe they're afraid that they will have to give up, like going out, like having fun, like friends, something of that nature. I have cookie on my blouse. I'm sorry, I just ate dinner and I have cookie in my fingernail, vegan cookie. I feel like the second group is displaying a lot of strength. I also get a strong feminine vibration in this group, and I think these two groups are connected. Could be dealing with a Leo, could be dealing with a Pisces. There's a moon, that's Pisces. There's a lion, that's Leo. These are oracle cards. This is just what I'm pulling. I feel like someone's having major neck pain. I feel like some of the masculine are not getting sleep. Excuse my phone. Could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There's a lot of air. I feel like the last group is just a group of feminine that just want respect. I just feel like I feel like this group is ready to move forward with something new. I'm going to go into wisdom of the oracle. I think the first group, unconditional love, although they have love for each other, they're not speaking. I think they both feel orphaned. They both feel out in the cold. They both feel distrusting of one another. I think it's more on the divine feminine side that she feels distrusting of one another, of the other. I feel like possibly that there was a separation due to maybe the divine masculine not feeling that the divine feminine was like worth fighting for anymore. I'm getting a feeling of, there's a million women. I think you were dealing with a thinker when we're talking about the divine masculine. Definitely could be an air sign. They're the ones that are up in their mind. So earth signs, they're all about the pentacles, money, but they're earthly so they can ground themselves. Water signs, emotional. I'm a triple water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Scorpio. And then that fills my chart as well. But I have fire, so I'm a fiery water sign. So water is fluid, but that's emotions. Air, they're up in their head. Fire is passion. So I think you're dealing with some air signs that were overthinking. I think someone got left out in the cold, and I think now we have two people left out in the cold. I think there's unconditional love, but these are two people that are separate. Group two, this is definitely for group three. I'm going to lay that down there. We'll get to that. Group two is an energy of balancing the yin and the yang. I feel like the males have discovered their feminine energy, and it's safe to take care of themselves. It's safe to pamper themselves. It's literally forced into stepping into her divine masculine more. I get the picture of kind of floating in a relationship, not having to work so hard, and then having to step into creating in order to, I feel, survive, right? Because someone felt orphaned and they were worried. And I feel like now the feminine energy is really focused on their work, and they're not paying attention to the masculine energy. I feel like some of the masculine could be going maybe to karmic people, for attention. Karmics would be people that haven't even began the journey. They haven't learned the lessons. They haven't, it's just like, yeah. I feel like we've got some male energies wanting to return. But again, I feel major fear. I feel like they'd be like walking to the edge. And I feel like they'd be, I feel like they feel. That's ridiculous. Who else says that? Someone else says that. I feel like the masculine feels that they would be losing their freedom. Okay, so third energy, we've got a group of feminine ready for a new life. Many have already started this. Many have taken on new partners. Many are co-creating with new partners. I feel like we have a group of women that have always had a very loyal, loving heart. And they just wanted respect. And I feel like once they began to balance their masculine energy along with their feminine energy, they began drawing new people to them. And I also feel like they began building a new life for themselves. And I feel like this is a group of women that have had complete and utter rebirths. Some of you may want to do some breathwork classes. Soulmates. This is a time of twin flame and soulmate unions. This is not a journey that we're going on alone. A lot of these relationships started around the 3-4 year mark ago. If you look at all the astrological, it's been a round and round, in and out, process. If you look at all the astrological changes And you look at like what I like the Leo King. He's really good. He's actually a friend of mine. Um, so if you look at the astrological changes that we went through 3 and 4 years ago, I can remember logging on to Cafe Astrology. You all know what Cafe Astrology is, and printing out all this stuff for my partner at the time to look at, and saying, I think you're in your shadow. Can you read this? Because I'm not sure we should really go into this partnership. And he was like, that's not me. That's not me. And I remember then looking at our chart placement and reading when our breakup would be. I remember reading that on Cafe Astrology when it did the forecast for the next 4 years. And I thought, oh, God, around May, 3 years from now, I better like start, and what we need to understand is the lessons in all of this. I think a lot of women learn to respect themselves, right? Respect themselves. Thanks for hitting the like button on this video as you come in. It really, really, really helps the algorithm. So if all of you in the room could kindly hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, that would be very heartfelt. So I think a lot of women went through a period of hermit mode, and a lot of women went through hangman mode, where they were really, I'm going to clarify these to see who we've got going on, where they were really looking at themselves and the other person. I think a lot of women felt lied to. I think a lot of women didn't get the truth. I think a lot of women felt confused. And I think a lot of women were up in their head. They became the thinker that they were, in a relationship with prior. And I think a lot of the men got into their feelings. They got into feminine mode because they realized that the material gain they were experiencing by focusing their time and their energy on wealth. Some of them got into karmic relationships. Some of them went back to toxic relationships that had went on 10 and 20 years, which we know once those don't work after the 10-year mark, you should probably exit those out. But I think what happens, and I think what happened to many feminine is, to be fair, they felt like they were getting the real short end of the stick when it came to communication. And I think that as time went on, the constant thinking about how we as the feminine had been orphaned, so to speak, brought us to a place of loving and respecting ourselves so much that we knew it was becoming impossible to ever return to a relationship with someone that would leave us feeling like this, twin flame or not, right? So I think some of us may have gotten apologies. Some of us may have gotten apologies in the forms of gifts and not an actual apology. And I think that was what would have made the biggest difference in the world. A lot of the divine feminine have relied on their higher power, and the divine masculine felt like maybe it was time to go because they saw the divine feminine developing and changing and growing and maturing and really becoming the woman they wanted them to become, but almost too much of the woman, right? Too much chasing after their dreams building a foundation for ourselves because we don't want to have to like rely on anyone, right? The divine feminine became very flexible, right? A lot of those rules and regulations that we held as of the utmost importance kind of went like this. But we reached a fork in the road, and some of us are at that fork right now, and others of us reached it 6 months ago. A lot of us reached it in January, some reached it just 2 months ago. I think many of us had someone come back in the wrong way, not being kind and wanting to speak about things, but more pushing forward, with that kind of Knight of Wands, passionate, blah, blah, blah. And we needed clarity. We needed them to clean it up, but not with cash and prizes, but with conversation and clarity. You can hit the thumbs up if this resonates. And I think we were so tired of someone that we once depended on, counted on, that protected us, loved us, made us feel safe, being in between two worlds, not being able to make their mind up, having trouble making decisions. We knew that this was a destined and fated relationship. But I think many of us just felt like it was becoming the never ending story, right? It became an unfinished symphony, and we didn't have any peace. But then I think a switch turned on. I think that we looked back at the chaos and conflict and how unnecessary it was, and how a simple conversation, a simple connection, a simple heart to heart communication would have really grounded a situation. And I think we all decided that maybe it was time to cut the cord. So let's do some clarifying on the divine masculine and divine feminine that still have unconditional love for each other. I think we all have unconditional love for each other, but this isn't going to be good in there, the little booklet. Oh yeah, someone's having big time neck problems. I think that Knight of Swords, definitely dealing with an air sign. Some could be a younger air sign. 10 of Coins, definitely making that money. All of us, it's an abundant time. The Empress, that's how they see you right now. That's how the masculine sees the divine feminine. A little bit of all the queens. She won't put up with bullshit. She's creating her own path. She's an entrepreneur. She's working her ass off. She's looking pretty, smelling good, although they can't smell you, right? They see you as the Empress. So in this tarot deck, this Empress's face looks lonely. So I do feel in this first group, the unconditional love group, that both people are left out in the cold. But I feel like the real underlying situation here is that someone was focused on something or someone else. Thank you for hitting the like button as you guys come on here and for subscribing to the channel. I feel like someone was focused on someone or something else. So what we have here, Four of Cups, Six of Swords on the bottom, Queen of Cups on the bottom, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio female, like me. So this is how the masculine in this first group is seeing the feminine. So it's funny, we have a Queen of Cups underneath the unconditional love card. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, I would know because I'm a Pisces sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, Pisces Venus, Scorpio north node, Scorpio Saturn placement. So I would know this gal pretty good. And this gal, because I'm on the cusp of Aries. So we have the Queen of Cups under unconditional love. So the Queen of Cups is described as unconditional love, right? She's the queen of emotion. She holds her cup of love. Cups are emotion, swords for air signs, passion, fire signs, pentacles, money, earth signs. So this is the nurturing healer, the lover, the one that the intuitive, right? High priestess. But I feel like this particular Queen of Cups was not being too loving in her relationship. I feel like she was being seen as the moon card in the High Priestess, which we know also represents our water signs, instead of the unconditional loving queen. And I feel like there was a reason for that. And I'm about to see what that reason is. But it's kind of already here because she was dealing with the Knight of Swords. Look how fast he's going. He's like in and he's out, no pun intended, right? So when you have I know, we'll get to that, Marnie. Marnie, you need a private reading. You do. I feel your energy. So when we have someone in and out, when we have someone not able to make a decision, this turns upside down. It turns upside down. So we have an unconditionally loving queen with someone who's in and out. Doesn't work. And someone who could have been only focused on his money. Very little time, very little effort giving to this queen who is now being seen as the empress. By all, mind you, by all. And so this male who was involved with this queen is seeing that she is now being seen as the empress by all. And I think that's really hard for him because he's still being seen as a knight, not as a king. And she's being seen as the empress and the Queen of Cups, the unconditional loving, healing, nurturing, creative. You guys watch me shuffle the cards. Let's go to group 2. So we've got strength, yin, no place like home, come to the edge. I'm getting fire sign, older females, and no place like home. I'm getting males that were wanting to return to past situations that were old and gone. Yep, okay. Ace of Cups, Six of Cups, King of Wands on the bottom, King of Coins. I'm going to pull one more card. I'm actually wanting to pull this card. I get real weird like that. You know, I see a card and I'm like, it's that. Five of Swords. I knew it. Okay. So 8 of Swords on the bottom. So we have strength. We've got Leo, Lion, Pisces, Moon, Pisces, air in that card. We've got Yin. So Yin is very feminine energy. Could have been dealing with a male with a feminine energy. We've got no place like home, and we have come to the edge. I feel like we had a feminine energy, a fire energy, possibly older, enticing someone to come back home. But I'm not feeling like this was like a wife, or it could have been. I feel like this was just a really long relationship that ended a long time ago. And I feel like there was just communication back and forth, and someone was able to manipulate someone out of a relationship that they were in. I feel like this was long term too, but not as long as this. And I feel like we could have had a male energy going to an older female energy for money, 10 of Pentacles. I do feel that strongly. Because of the way the cards are facing and the energies here, I feel like, I guarantee you we're going to get, is it the Six of Pentacles come out? I feel like we had someone taking from someone and giving to another. But I feel like that's kind of karma, because I feel like we had someone, come to the edge, no place like home, trying to get something back, someone back, and it was long over. Long over. That's how I feel. I do feel like someone fell for it, and that now they see that they lost. Empress, Queen of Cups, like a love of a lifetime. Is it your story? Is it your story, Walter? Good. I must be channeling your energy. If you are watching and you feel like, oh, this is so familiar, then that is needing a private reading. So we have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is usually new love, but right after it, we have the Six of Cups, which is the past. So this is why I feel like we had someone, come back home, come back home, come back home. And, just maybe using sexual energy, feminine energy, whatever, to entice someone to come back home. And I think they were also using pentacles, money. I think there was some financial problems in this first relationship. Give me a second. And we've got the Five of Swords. We all know what the Five of Swords means. We have the King of Coins, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, or someone that takes on those properties, feeling this or rising, your ascendant sign. And then the King of Wands. This guy, the King of Wands, he has a posse. He has a group of people he floats with. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button as you come on here, you guys. It really helps the algorithms. And thank you for subscribing to this channel and my sister channel, Andrea Cox TV. We have over 3 million views on Andrea Cox TV. So you'll see what my day job is. Detox. I think this guy has either a big following, King of Wands. He's very passionate. You don't have to have fire in your chart for this to be you. It can be Aries, Leo, Sag, but I'm getting this is a lot of you. And then we have the King of Coins. So when I look at these two cards, being a woman and being, not 19 years old, I always want to go towards the King of Coins. Not because he has coin, not because he has money, but because he's stable. And in the upright, although I love passion, I'm very passionate, I want someone who's stable, who wants a commitment, who wants honesty and loyalty, because I'm the Queen of Cups, the Empress. That's what I give, that's what I want. But when we've got someone on the edge, do I go left? Do I go right? Do I go back to my old, 20-year relationship? Do I stay with you because I've only been with you for 2 or 3 years or whatever? Sometimes we grab a hold of that King of Wands because we don't like being left out in the cold for a long period of time, right? It's exhausting. It makes us sad. So I couldn't help but notice the King of Wands fell on the Soulmate card. So, soulmates are different than twin flames. Soulmate relationships are easy peasy. You feel it instantly. It's a connection, and you're just like, I've known you. Usually you can have very similar chart placements. A lot of times their Venus sign will be your sun sign, and your moon, this is for soulmates, not twin flames. Twin flame, you go into Vedic astrology and you find, and you're like, oh my God, that is that's a little more interesting. Soulmates, usually the North Node, South Node, the Venus and Jupiter, yeah. So also you can really think back to like someone you lost in your life, and it will like be around the time this person was born or something. It's very divine. And they come in at a time in your life when you really need them. And there's also kind of like a telepathic connection there that's deep. I feel like for a lot of you, the King of Wands is your soulmate. The King of Coins is your twin flame. And I feel like for the males, I feel like it's the same. I feel like you have a female that's very in her masculine King of Wands that's maybe a really long-term partner. I'm talking like long. That's a soulmate. And then you've got an Empress, Queen of Cups, that's a twin flame. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, Aries on the cusp, or I'm actually going to use a smaller deck and clarify a few of these real quick before I go on. Well, let me go to the last energy first. So this is those strong females that are, wanting respect, right? That have went through, I feel like this is all the same group, to be honest with you. They want a new life. They've got such a loyal heart. Hello, who has the loyal heart out of all of them? Queen of Cups. Come on. We all know that. But even the Queen of Cups can get pissed, you know? Even the Queen of Cups can get pissed, especially cuspers. I'm a cuspers on the cusp of Aries, like a day away from being in Aries. So, you know, I can show my ass when I need to, you know, my mood. Four of Wands. She wanted the marriage. She wanted the loyal, loving, happy life. Thank you for hitting the like button as you guys come on here and for subscribing to the channel. We've got 34 of you on, so I should see that like button hit 34 times because I am doing this on my own time for everyone in the group. So Eight of Wands. So we've got communication. Five of Cups. And we have the Hanged Man, but it came out in reverse. So this is another card of Pisces, but in reverse. So this woman is not hanging around anymore. She's like, no, ball drop. So this is someone that has, wow, bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups. Do you see the correlation between the signs? So we have the Queen of Cups that probably gave the masculine the Nine of Cups, right? But someone was having money problems and wanted to turn it around. So someone may have gotten sucked into either a new or a very old relationship because we've got the No Place Like Home card with the come to the edge. So this is someone like, come home, come back to me. You know, well, I'll help you with your pentacles, with your money. And, you know, probably our little, and, you know, the signs aren't gender based and they don't necessarily mean the sign. So, but probably our little, where's our Queen of Cups? Where am I at now? Our little Queen of Cups, you know, didn't have all the pentacles, right? So we had to go home to mama, right? And take from mama in order to give back to the girlfriend, who is now the Empress, because she felt orphaned and probably started a new business because she was all up in her head, feeling sick to her stomach. And even though she had that unconditional love for you, she's now showing up as the Queen of Cups and the Empress with the Ten of Pentacles because she's taking care of herself. And when you come rushing in, she doesn't need that energy. It wasn't that anyone was being used for their pentacles in this relationship. It was that someone wasn't being loved and was probably upside down. They probably felt like pentacles was all that mattered to the divine masculine. So then we go over here, we have Ace of Cups, Six of Cups. So to me, this means, you know, we went back home to mommy. You know, mommy's the long term. And we weren't happy and we were thinking about the Six of Cups, the past. And this can be a new relationship too, so don't, but because of the No Place Like Home. So then, you know, the divine stepped in because the divine feminine was all stuck in her head and spending too much time in her, you know, room crying or something, and they dropped a soulmate in the form of a King of Wands. I don't think that these two are together, but it certainly helped her step into her masculine energy and create something new. So over here we have the divine feminine who wants a new life, wants respect, who's basically this gal over here. It's this gal that's now this gal. It's our Queen of Cups that showed up as the Empress. But now she wants a new life because she knows that a loyal, loving heart is what she has. And she gave you the Nine of Cups. And all she was needing, and all you were needing, was that 10th cup. And that 10th cup was you reciprocating the energy and effort that she put in. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. So let's do some clarifying. We have the World card on the bottom for this gal over here. Let's do some clarifying. Ooh, get some frankincense. I just knocked over frankincense, so I don't know how the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 of Pentacles escaped. 10 of Cups on the bottom. So yeah, 4 of Pentacles. Someone's guarding their money. Someone's sitting on the bank account. Bank account is overseas. They're hiding the bank account. They're afraid you're going to take their money. That King of Pentacles, you know, King of Coins we got here. He's like, I'll give her up to her soulmate. She can get on the boat with him. She can get on the boat and swim off to safer waters while I sit on my money. I mean, come on, you guys. Where's the conversations at? I love how this came out. Look at that. I just want to stop it right there. We have the Moon, card of Pisces. Can be a Cancer as well. And we have the Star card, card of Aquarius. Might mean something to someone. I think that our Queen of Cups here really loved her King of Pentacles. Like loved. She was very passionate about him. Very. Still passionate, probably. Yeah. But I think she, you know, she became this Empress by stepping into her Queen of Pentacles energy, either starting a new business or really focusing on her money and healing, 4 of Swords. And there were secrets. High Priestess, Piscean energy again. So there were secrets, and that kept her, you know, hanging upside down like this hangman shit for way too long. A lot of you guys came out of this in Cancer season, the females. And, you know, when you're hanging upside down like that, you're just like, you kind of have to step into your Queen of Wands energy. See, all these queens coming out, that turns you into the Empress. Having to go through these cycles that you don't want to go through. Queen of Swords, cutting people out because they're, you know, they leave you orphaned and feeling like shit, right? After you give them the 9 of Cups, right? After you show your loyal, loving heart, and then you're out in the cold because money is the world to them, right? And they're pulling the magician bullshit. I mean, if someone said, you know, there we got that Star card again, that Aquarius. I'm telling you right now, the soulmate energy, the Aquarius card can mean 3 things. It can be an Aquarius, the Star card, or it's someone who gets a lot of attention. You can be on TV, you can be a YouTuber or something like that. Scorpio energy. Or it's a wish. That's what the Star card means. So every card in Tarot has like 3 or 4 meanings, you know? And each shine has like 3 cards that represent them. So Pisces would be Queen of Cups, the Hanged Man, the High Priestess, and the Moon. A Gemini would be the Magician, the Lovers, or a King of Swords. An Aquarius would be a King of Swords or the Star card. A Cancerian would be the Chariot or a Queen of Cups. So we have 10 of Wands, ooh, the Chariot, card of Cancer, and 3 of Cups turned upside down. So I feel like we have another set of people that are possibly living together. Could be air and water energy, could be Cancerian, could be Aquarius, could be Libra, Justice card. I feel like either someone was partying too much. There could have been a third party situation. It came in upside down. This is a totally different set I'm picking up on. Or there was too much partying, and I feel like the guy's starting to see that he can't do that anymore because it's causing too much conflict. Pull it together. Come on. Yeah. Oop, 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 oop. You have a King of Cups. Yeah, so the masculine are really in their feelings right now. King of Cups. Good. They're pulling on their strength because the feminine is in a King of Swords energy right now, protecting themselves. I knew that was going to come out. So what I always notice in this card is how he's looking down at the people he's giving to, right? So it's kind of like what the masculine was bitching about, like giving, they now like want to give to you. They want to give to you. Why? Because, well, the wheel has turned, the wheel of fortune, the karmic wheel has turned, and no longer are you begging for their pentacles because you're the Empress. And they went home to mommy, which we know isn't mommy. This was either someone new, maybe a new female energy that had money, maybe in the workplace, or an old female energy that they were with prior to meeting you that had money. So they got their money straightened out. And now they're probably working on a new project. I get that energy as well. This is for a certain group. And, they can't like look down on you anymore. I'm going to pull a few more cards. I want to clarify this Queen of Cups, 10 of Cups, emotional bliss, happiness, moving away from difficult times. She's solo though. This Queen's solo, and she's keeping her plans to herself. High Priestess energy, Piscean energy here. Piscean energy, Queen of Secrets. And the thing about, I can say this because I am a Pisces. The thing about Pisces is, people get really like paranoid and think that they're keeping all kinds of secrets, and we just keep plans to ourselves when we feel like someone's not in our corner any longer. We just keep stuff to ourselves. I'm an open book, but not if I don't feel like someone's on my ball team. The book is closed. So she's in her Queen of Wands energy right now, her Empress energy, and she's looking out. That's this group as well, ready for a new life, taking her loyal heart elsewhere. I feel like this is, because once she pulled the 10 swords out of her back, and I don't feel like the 10 of swords, oh, she's showing up as the 9 of pentacles, the single, looking good, smelling good, like beautiful, vibrant, running her business woman. There she is again, Queen of Cups. There you go. So here's what's going on, folks. You know, I saged myself, so this is not just my energy. This is all of us as a collective. And thank you for hitting the like button as you come on and subscribe to the channel. I'll say that 5,000 times. I'm going to do one final read as well for the masculine and feminine to see where, you know. It wasn't because of, I feel like it was because she felt like she was carrying 10 wands, burdens, and the burdens were not from the sneakiness and the, well, yeah, the burdens were from not having the clarity and having to find clarity out on her own. I feel like many of you who have gone on this journey for like a year got information in November of this past year that maybe the masculine had went back to an ex or, you know, a karmic partner or something like that, and that there was a genuine time and space where the masculine could have admitted to what went on, and they didn't. And I think in that time frame, the feminine really got confused and got in their head and felt stuck. We saw the hangman and the hermit. You know, the hangman popped out both decks, and then the hermit card wanted to pop out. So if we can look at that time as a time that we created, that we built businesses in, that we manifested new beginnings for ourselves, wow. Okay. The universe card, it's the world card and other tarot decks. Ten of Cups falling on the Emperor. Emperor is the card of Aries, but I have a feeling a lot of the masculine are stepping into the Emperor role, taking control, taking lead. And then I feel like another set of masculine are not. We've got the Lovers card, crowned by the Fool card. So the Lovers card, card of Gemini, could have significance, and the Fool card. So, you know. We have the Ace of Cups and the Star card. Star card, card of Aquarius or a wish. Ace of Cups is new love. We have the Four of Swords. So someone here could be worried. They could have a child, and they could be just like worried. They could be scoping someone out because they have a child. They could be worried to bring someone in because they have a child. But if you look at this card, this child's like grown. This isn't like a 3-year-old, right? Knight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, karmic wheel balancing. Knight of Cups. So masculine energy could have heavy water in their chart, just throwing that out there. Karmic wheel is about to turn in their favor. I'm getting antsy with my legs and popping myself up and down, so that means good things, because whenever I do that, that's usually really good. I'd like to get some female energy on top of this male energy we have here and see what's going on. Someone needs to open up. I feel like if you have Gemini heavy in your chart, you're acting foolish. And that's just because the cards are crowning. Someone's not communicating. They're and it's basically like a missed opportunity with probably like what was the love of their life, but that's okay. They'll, yeah. So we've got someone juggling. We've got someone sitting on their money, sitting on their pentacles, not wanting to, lose any pentacles, because it's all about the pentacles. I'm being sarcastic. Hierophant, they could have Taurus in their chart and they feel like they've won. It's like a fruitless win. Six of Wands is like the fruitless victory. You win the battle but lose the war. Let's go over to the Emperor and the Ten of Cups. This could be our female energy. Yeah, maybe this was on the bottom of the deck. Knight of Swords. Maybe you as a female came rushing in with like, look, I'm like, speak now or forever hold your peace, Fool. So this is the Fool in the other deck. So someone came rushing in. Empress. Yeah. So this is our female energy rushing in as a knight of swords. So Knight of Swords rushes in and is like, look, blah. Once her Ten of Cups is ready for a passionate new beginning, once her Empress. And if you have one Emperor acting like a fool, protecting his money, acting like some victor with nothing, and then you've got Ace of Cups with someone else that's got the Wheel of Fortune in their favor, you're not going to play with like a magician energy. You just aren't. Women are smart these days, There's no, thank you for the likes, you guys. There's no, we're not going to wait if you're a King of Pentacles. If you're just like sitting on your cash, counting your pentacles, acting like a fool, juggling. You could be juggling money, you could be juggling women, you could be juggling work. And, come on, there's always enough time in the day for love. Cut the bullshit. What's this dude down here say? Okay. Yeah, so the women are looking out, Two of Wands. They took the blindfold off. I'm going to end it in about 3 minutes because I'm going to wrap this up with an advice card. So the women took the blindfold off. They're smart. They're ready to move forward. They want, where's that Ten of Pentacles or Ten of Cups? They want their Ten of Cups. They want their happy home life. They're sick of spending every night alone. Yeah, that's not cool. And that Ten of Cups is going to come with Ten of Pentacles. I guarantee you we'll get a co-create card. I think a lot of people are going to come together. Star card popped out quite a few times, just FYI. Queen of Cups quite a few times, just putting that out there. We got Gemini on the board. We have an older fire sign female on the board. I can't believe I said on the board. I must be getting really into this that I use that expression. I was like, I'm never going to say that. Yeah. Not for you. So I think the feminine energy, because of the lack of communication and the lack of like open-hearted, like just nurturing and just nothing, is starting to think that, maybe the twin flame journey, maybe the connection, it's just not for them. And they're sick of the round and round. They no longer do things by the book. So if we've got a divine masculine that is worried about losing his freedom, worried about, having to rush things along, this is a female that's had a rebirth. A lot of the females have. They're ready to focus on the here and now. But I think we have a set of males that I think in milk and honey. And then we have, all up in their head. And then we have women ready to be flexible, are sick of kind of feeling orphaned, and are ready for a new life. And quite honestly, I think we have a lot of females going towards their soulmates instead of, the person that they've been in a long union with, twin flame or not, because they feel as though they're not getting what they need. And what they need is not your pentacles, but some nurturing. And usually a soulmate will show up exactly in the form of what you need. Building blocks. Women are ready to build, and some men. So I'm going to end this with a little story, and I just want to throw this out. I shared this on my Instagram page. My Instagram page has nothing to do with tarot, so it's Raw Chef Andrea, because I'm in the detox industry. So just, yeah. Here's to here's to making everything you touch turn to gold, right? Or creating a following in everything you touch, because it's two totally different. But anyway, you'll know that someone's a soulmate. There was a while back, it was around Christmas, maybe right before, and maybe right after. And, my heart was just shattered in a million pieces. I was so in love with my partner of 3.5 years, and we had been split up for a few months. And literally, like, we weren't communicating, and I didn't know what was going on. And every time we would talk, he would just scream and curse. And it was like, oh God, I can't. And I remember being in my fitness facility, and I went into the sauna, and I had connected with someone just like once prior. And I knew there was a soulmate energy there, but I was so broken from my partner. I was so depressed. And, the mind, you don't know what's going on. So you're like imagining your partner with other people. You're like, did he go back to his ex? I think we got some story. But like what happened? So I connected with this person, and I knew there was a real connection there. But I was so closed off. And so I go into the sauna, and I think I had had a call, or I had spoke to my ex-partner, we'll just say twin flame, whatever. And I was really upset, and I just literally broke down in the steam room, and I was bawling my eyes out, and I was crying, and I was just like, God, just send my person. Send my person, like my person, I think I said life partner. I think I said soulmate. I think I said, the person that is going to love and protect, just send him. And I walked out of the facility. Well, I got out of the steam room, and I just felt calm. And it was the same way I felt when I was around this person. And I recognized that, and I thought, that's weird. And ooh, that wasn't good. Sorry. Sorry about that. I just made a big mess. And I walked out of the facility, and he was there waiting. And it freaked me out so much that I like bailed, I think. I think I said hello and then I left. It was weird. But it freaked me out. And then, a soulmate will never show up how you expect them to look or be. It'll always be someone that's completely like different than your usual type, like if you're into older, they'll be younger. If you're into, dark hair, they'll be blonde. It's like completely never your type. And so I remember getting so insecure every time I saw this guy. I would just be like so insecure. And I was used to feeling so confident with my partner. And so that was really hard for me. So, I screwed it up. But which we often do. We can screw up soulmate relationships. We can screw up, twin flame relationships are no easy picnic. Usually after like the 5th year, they get easy. But up until then, those are a nightmare too. You guys, thanks. My God, I'm rambling. I'm going to get off here now. Thanks. I'm so happy that 30 of you decided to join me on my new little channel. Yay! Okay, you guys, I'll put the links in the description box below. And thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate everything, and I appreciate the donations to the channel. Those are those have been shocking and helpful and extremely appreciated. And I'm about to monetize the channel, so you'll start seeing ads. I had to hook it up with the other channel and all that. And thank you for liking the videos and subscribing. And thank you for the private reading orders. I'll start doing those again next week. And that's it. Okay, bye.